Hi everyone, my name is Francesca and I'm on today as part of GradFest 2021 to talk about my journey since graduating Queen's in 2019. So I'm just going to wait and see if anybody joins me here. So I'll just leave it a couple of minutes. Okay, some people joining us. Hi everyone, thanks so much for coming on. Hi, so just to reiterate that I sort of said at the start, but now a few more of you have joined us. My name is Francesca and I'm on today as part of GradFest 2021 to talk about my journey since graduating Queen's in 2019. So do you know what? It's a few minutes past. I'm just going to jump in and go right ahead. So I graduated 2019, as I say, from Queen's, where I studied international business with French. I loved my degree. I was one of those people that was just so interested in what I was studying, and I'm so lucky to be one of those people. So I come from family business background. My family own an ice cream business on the north coast of Northern Ireland. I'm from Portstewart originally, and I've worked in my family business most of my life. So working in my family business, I always had an interest in business. But as well as that, with the Italian background, I kind of loved thinking about business in a more international context. So really, this was the perfect degree for me. I love traveling. I love languages. But then as well, I was really keen to enter into the business world, like my family have done since 1911. So a perfect degree for me. And what I really loved about the degree was the placement aspect in third year. So that was a compulsory element to my degree. We had to go to a French-speaking country to undertake a placement. So in 2017-18, I found myself in Paris working in a startup studio. So a startup studio is a fairly new model. It's essentially where there's kind of one founder or a funder really, and he partners up with some early stage entrepreneurs to develop their businesses from the ground up. So I came, they pull resources, which is great. So it meant that not only did I have the chance to work in one startup, I had the chance to work in a few startups. And we were in the one office together. We shared knowledge. We all worked together nearly as part of the one company, even though we were all working on little separate companies. So I'm not sure if I've explained that well, but hopefully you get it. If you have any questions, if you ever want to say anything about what I'm talking about, or you want more clarification, anything, please fire them in the question box or the comments. So I was working in there for the year, and do you know what? I just loved the whole startup aspect. So I came onto the platform and I started working on one of the startups when it was at just under 2,000 followers. And by the time I left at the end of that year, the platform had grown to over 10,000 followers and was starting to generate some revenue. So for me, in the very kind of traditional sense of business, I was very used to, you give me £1.50 for a scone, it costs me 50p to make it, and I make my profit. This was a very different model where a lot of them were building for acquisition. So I got very used to, okay, we're working every day towards an end goal. We might not be making money straight away, but that's kind of startup life. And I really fell in love with the whole thing. The fact that these people around me were so passionate, they were so dedicated to a common goal, knowing that maybe years down the line, they would sell out to a big platform or a big company and make loads of money. It might have taken them years to see that, but it was in everybody's minds. And I think I just really fell in love with that, the passion of everyone I was working with. So when I came back to Queen's in 2000 at the middle of 2018 to finish off my degree, I was contacted by a startup founder in Belfast to come on board his team. He had seen what I'd done in France. I'd been on his LinkedIn network for a while, and we started working together on a tech startup in Belfast. My final year ended up being completely crazy. I was a director in this startup. I was doing pitching competitions. I was going for funding. I was starting to ask business people to, become involved in what we were doing. And that really gave me amazing experience in my final year of uni. I also got involved with everything. So that's kind of some advice I would give. Kind of my first piece is, while you're at uni, there are so many amazing opportunities out there that disappear once you've graduated. So really do try and get involved in stuff. The things that I was interested in were the likes of QB Dragon's Den, Innovate Her. These are run by Enterprise SU and the Students' Union. If you're interested in business, if you're interested in startups, do go onto Enterprise SU's website and see what all they're up to. They're on social media as well, on Instagram and Twitter, and they're always running great things. So do go and have a look. But I got involved in those programs, which come out of it with Degree Plus as well, which was fab. So Enterprise SU gave me amazing support in the startup and throughout the rest of my degree. So I came out of my final year with a lot of startup experience, and with my Degree Plus as well from the different programs I joined and the stuff I'd got involved with throughout my final year. So then kind of after final year, I'd spent so much time with the Enterprise SU team. They had helped me so much, and I'd done so many of their programs that I actually then applied for a job in their department. Now, this was really good timing for me because while I was working on the startup, while I was trying to build this early stage business, I was able to work with the team at Queen's and kind of advise those students coming behind me that were trying to do similar things. I'd had a year's experience, and I was able to sort of signpost people as in, this is a great thing to go for, don't do this, and learn from my mistakes. So 2 years later, I'm actually still at Enterprise SU, you might see from my jumper, and I continue to support and advise students, startups and entrepreneurs. As well as that, I now own completely my own business called Vava Influence. We are Northern Ireland's first dedicated influencer marketing agency. So you might want to wonder what happened with the tech startup. While I worked on that all throughout my final year and into kind of my first year as a graduate, I decided that there was a great opportunity there for the influencer marketing agency, and I took a step back from the tech startup. It means that it's okay to try new things. There was an opportunity there, a gap in the market, and myself and my business partner Chloe really jumped at the chance. So, I mean, it's working okay for me right now. Our influencer marketing agency is doing really well, and if you see an opportunity there, do get in touch with us at Enterprise SU and we can maybe advise you. So that was a very brief summary of my journey. It went from startup studio in Paris to working on my tech startup in the final year, graduating, going for this job with Enterprise SU, and working on my influencer marketing agency as well. Just a quick plug while I'm at this, Vava Influence, we are currently recruiting for a summer intern from Queen's. It's only open to Queen's students, so if you are interested in influencer marketing, you can find the opportunity on My Future. So I just want to talk about, I was saying about the opportunities I got involved with in final year and how they really supported me then as a graduate when I left Queen's. So as I mentioned, students in Northern Ireland, students at Queen's are so lucky that there are so many opportunities and things to get involved with at uni. Now, I know this has been a difficult year for everyone and people have felt the pressure, but as we're coming out of lockdown, it is really good to try and get involved with stuff as much as you can. Now, for me, that meant Degree Plus. It meant expanding my network. It meant, meeting all these people that now are in my professional network as a graduate, which is really, really valuable. As well as that, I learned amazing skills that have stood me in such good stead as I work now. So you'll see I'm working from home. I'm 24. I'm of the generation that, we love this idea of remote working and maybe working and travelling across the world. I mean, everything since I've graduated has really lent itself to that. But it's something now I feel that it's going to have changed the way we work into the future, which I don't think is any bad thing. So I suppose now that I say that, I'd like to give kind of the things I've learned. I am still young. I am still learning so much and learning so much every day. But since graduating in 2019, I've had some amazing experiences Granted, a lot of it has been in lockdown in the last couple of years, but I have learned some amazing things along the way that I do think have really helped me and will continue to help me into the future. So I've harped on about this since I've come on. Throw yourself into everything. As I said, a lot of the opportunities that you have in university do disappear after you graduate. And we're so lucky to benefit from so much free advice and support while we're at uni. So if you have an interest in something or you want to sort of explore some different areas, do get in touch with us at the union or have a look at Queen's website and see what stuff's going on, because not only can you learn some amazing things, but you can meet some great people as well, which, you know, those people do translate into your professional network as well after you graduate. Talking about network, start working on that now. I've had a LinkedIn profile since I was first year of uni, and it has taken my career to new levels. I don't think I would have the business I have now. I wouldn't have the clientele I have now. I would not have the network I have now had it not been for LinkedIn. Some people cringe at the very idea. But if you can, try and work up the courage to get on LinkedIn, to start posting. You don't have to pretend to be this whole other persona. Be yourself on LinkedIn, post about what interests you, post about what you might like to explore, do some reading, connect with people you think are relevant in the industry you might want to go into, connect with people you admire, read and learn. LinkedIn is brilliant, and I really would encourage anyone studying at the minute or anyone who has just graduated to get on it and start building up that network. It can be a scary thing to do, but it doesn't have to be. Just try and take it in your stride and start putting yourself out there. So yes, so getting involved in opportunities and the LinkedIn, they would be my top two. As well as that, don't be scared to reach out and chat to people, ask for help. Even more so now, I think after COVID, people are really willing to support graduates, to support students, and give advice. You know, you're not being cheeky asking for it. If there's somebody you admire or somebody you'd like to ask for advice, do send that message. You will find it really worth it. Now, more than ever, it is really difficult for students and graduates to find work after uni. There is a lot of pressure, and it can be difficult, and I'm no stranger to that. So what I would say is that if you do find yourself in that position, don't lose heart. Everybody is in the same situation right now. And what I would try and do is, you know, look online at stuff you can do to improve your skills. There are so many free courses and things you can take online at the minute that will improve your CV, that will improve your skill set. There's, you know, Google Digital Garage. There are so many courses online now that you can take for free that are going to improve your skill set and your CV as you go out and look for opportunities. That could be easier said than done, but the more you do and the more you get involved with, the more appealing you're going to look to an employer. It wouldn't be on brand for me to not talk a little bit about enterprise and entrepreneurship. It's not all about finding that grad job. It's not all about getting involved with a massive company and taking you through contracts and training. While that suits some people down to the ground, while they are really great opportunities, I come out of uni and I started my own business. And my own business right now, it's doing well. We've built a client base. We're still growing. We're still learning every day. But I wouldn't have had that had I not just thrown myself in. I took advice and support from everybody. I got all the free advice going. I talked to everybody that would talk to me, and it really is working out for me now, and we're hoping that it'll grow and grow into the future. So if you do want to start up your own business, if it's something you are thinking about, if you want to get further support and advice, do get in touch with us at Enterprise SU and we will be able to signpost you. Don't be put off by, you know, the Gary V's of the world that are, telling you to throw yourself in, and it does seem very overwhelming when they're saying that you have to work 23 hours a day to be successful. You don't have to believe that. Everybody goes about it their own way, and no way is the wrong way and no way is the right way. It's all about what works best for you. So when people say entrepreneurship is all about, you know, the hustle and doing these massively long days and long hours, please don't take that too seriously, because, you know, different things work well for different people. In terms of starting your own business, I mean, there's so much opportunity out there. And if you have an idea that you think is novel and could work, there is nothing wrong with exploring that on the side, or looking more into it. Do your research, see if there's any other competitors in the market. If you think it's something that could work, think about the business model. Will it make money? How is it going to make money? Who is my customer? Who's my target audience? How am I going to reach them? What things they like? What things do they not like? You know, this is all part of it, and it's all stuff you can start to explore on the side. So I'm not going to keep you for too much longer. I've talked a lot. If you have any questions or comments for me, please do put them in the box. You can also get in touch with me. I will let you know my Queen's email, which is f.morelli, morelli, @qb.ac.uk. I'm open to any questions about career, about starting your own business, or kind of about enterprise and generally entrepreneurship as well, through my journey as a business owner, through my business as a kind of startup person, and through my experience as working in the enterprise department as well here. So drop me an email, or I'll sit on now for a few minutes for questions, or for anyone that wants to leave any comments. Okay, now there's 7 people on. Brilliant. Thanks for your comment, Aoife. And yeah, so as I say, if anyone wants to say anything else or get in touch, please do. All our resources and advice and stuff at Queen's is completely free of charge, and we are in the union. Even if you want to drop us a wee note for a one-to-one meeting, happy to talk about my own business and the stuff I do outside of Queen's as well. So my email ID is f.morelli, morelli, @qb.ac.uk. And yes, currently working in enterprise, and more than happy to answer any questions, as I say, about myself, my own journey, about your own business, about my own business, and about starting up your own. So thank you all so much for listening. Really enjoyed coming on to chat. I hope some of what I said was useful. Yeah, thanks again for joining, and enjoy the rest of GradFest 2021.